All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are multiple mediums on which you can interact with this content. And we got some content today, y'all. Okay, so I didn't record yesterday. It just didn't work out. And now it's daytime. So I'm talking louder, so hopefully you can hear. But there's gonna be noise. The four-legged roommate may appear. It's trash day. The neighbor might get their yard worked on day. Okay. So there'll be other distractions. But anyway, so yeah, all right. So I'm gonna ask you, don't hold the news against me. Still give me a thumbs up, okay? Because I'm just these are the articles in the Iraqi news. I don't write them. I just read them and then relay them to you as best I can. Okay, and so if you want to see this for yourself, you're going to have to go to the blog, which is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. However, to get to this particular one, to go with this video, you have to click the link in the description box. So, wherever you are listening or watching, look for a prompt of more info, intro, description, something of that nature. You type on or click that, whatever, and it'll either say link to my FX Buddy, so you would click that, or the link actually will be there. Like YouTube has the HTTPS, blah, blah, blah. You click there and you go to the blog, the free blog. You don't have to put your email in. I don't sell anything. It's just the blog. The articles are there. All right. And what else? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so so I'm going to cover news from yesterday, November 5th, and the morning of November 6th. So this will post for November 6th. And this might be the only video I do today, too, because it's Thursday. And the news generally slows down for, because then they get ready for their holy day on Friday. So, yeah. All right. This is it. So, my title, Bad News for Iraqi Dinar Watchers. No rate change in 2026. And that's my yikes. My yikes emoji or whatever. But this is the title of the article. The Finance Committee determines the disbursement mechanism for the year 2026 because they're working on the 2026 budget. This is the normal time, according to their constitution, for them to be working on their regular budget. And I forget what this image is. But if you go, there she is. When this blog is a live blog, this link will be live and you could click it and it'll take you to the actual article, okay? I think it's a picture of him. I think it's a picture of Jamal Cougar. Okay, so Parliamentary Finance Committee revealed today, Wednesday, because it was yesterday, the spending mechanism that the government will adopt in 2026. So there, Jamal Cougar, his name's probably wrong, but whatever. The government will adopt the spending mechanism in 2026 according to Law 1 of 12 of 2024 as a result of the 2025 budget schedules not being approved yet. So that's okay. Now here's the part. If you're listening and not watching, this is what we don't like. Cougar explained that the exchange rate will remain the same, noting that disbursement operations will be limited to expenses and the operating budget only. Yep, there it is in red. The exchange rate will remain the same. Now, don't hang up, don't click off, don't throw anything across the room. So this is one article, one person, but he used to be the chair, the head of the Parliamentary Finance Committee. So he's not a dummy. He's not someone just saying something to run for office. Plus, would this kind of news get him in office? Okay. So, and he's saying this because they don't have the 2025 budget schedules, which we think we know why. Sudani doesn't want to show them, right? Even though we're coming to the end of 2026, you would think he would do it now. But so there's something going on. There's something they don't want us to see. Some people think the new rate is in the 2025 budget. I don't, but that's, yeah, so that's what the really short, cutting sentences are saying, because they did not get the 2025 budget schedules done. That's what's going to happen for 2026. It could change. But what if we go another year? Are you prepared? Do you have money? Is your living situation secure? Your health? What if we have to go to 2027? Okay? So, I know we don't like it. I don't think they're going to. I don't see how they can when they've been telling the people, oh, you're going to get your purchasing power. Oh, we got new notes we're going to show you. It's not going to go another year, right? But that's what we said last year too, right? So just take it. The articles are a snapshot of that moment in time. And if they approve the budget and they move forward, they could have all of that come out at one time. So we're 5 days away from the election, right? Actually, special voting is going to start November 8th. Let me see. Yeah, November 8th is special voting, which I believe is the military. They let the military go first, and like elites, they get to go first, and then the people go. So, yeah, that's okay. That is what that is. We got it out there. Rip the Band-Aid off. Now, let's go to the rest of the news. So, and there is some good things, okay? So, like this. The government advisor, the central bank, has amended the list of Iraqi banks to comply with international standards. So he is the Prime Minister's advisor for banking affairs, Saleh Mahmoud. And I think he also was in New York or Washington, wherever they were, when they told the world about remember that? We were all like, oh yes, they're telling the world their finance and what was it? Financial and monetary policies, right? He was there. So this, you could read, but I'll just tell you what he's talking about. The European entities. So they are now amending the Iraqi banks that were limited, right? But they're amending that list that were in accordance with the standards required by external parties, foreign correspondents, and the bank that finances those projects. So sovereign guarantees over the next 2 years, over the course of 2 years rather. But where are the countries? It was Spain. Oh, I thought it was in this article. Here we go. So there are agreements previously signed with Spanish, German, and English entities, and one of those projects has obtained a sovereign guarantee, and all procedures will be completed within a period of 2 weeks after all the details related to the final accounts are resolved. So see, they're still working on final accounts. So that's why I'm saying, don't get too down about that article, right? Because it can change. So they're working, and remember, in December, the banks close so they can reconcile, right? So we're just on new rate November 6th. So there's plenty of time. And now they don't do Thanksgiving, but towards the ends of November, they do have a holiday. I can't remember what the holiday is. But so they'll be working. They'll be working. This is the CBI. No parliament, right? Parliament is, while they're in session, they're not holding sessions. But they can. So they can call them back anytime they need to call them back to vote on something. Now, will they go back? Who knows, right? But yeah, so they got one of those projects done, and it doesn't really say how they amended the list, but I'm hoping they either took off banks that aren't ever going to be in compliance, or they added the ones that are. See right here. Based on the recent cabinet decision, the central bank issued an amendment that includes a list of banks that were previously limited to government banks in accordance with the standards required by external parties, foreign correspondents, and the bank providing the financing. According to that amendment, the Sovereign Guarantee Committee was informed that the remaining projects within the 1 trillion dinar, that's probably dinar, ceiling should be handled by private banks. So they're still working on stuff, right? Okay, so keep that in mind. Here's another article about digital transformation has contributed to accelerating the completion of transactions. So they're always happy about that, right? Digital transformation in Iraq is still in its early stages, as it has become clearly visible, especially to those who visit government departments and institutions. So, and just yesterday they announced the driver's licenses are now going to be digital. All right. Okay, so now this is the other thing that has got some of you guys concerned. And I'm just going to summarize this, but you can read these articles if you like. There's just one here, but there's another one that came out today. So, because these articles are from yesterday. So, we have told Sudani what we want, probably in order for him to get a second term. But it's for a couple of months now, we've been saying get rid of the factions. But that word really, it does say factions, but that's the unauthorized forces that have pew-pews, right? Okay. And so we were like, get rid of them. And these are the ones backed by the neighbor. See that right there? So we were like, get them out. And Sudani was like, are you kidding me? You want me to get them out? So that didn't happen. So then we said, okay, well, just take away their pew-pews. And he was like, okay, maybe I could do that, right? And then, no, that's not going to happen. So what he came back with was, well, when you leave in 2026, September 2026 is when it was International Coalition. That's my phone. Now, look, U.S.-led global coalition. So somewhere along the line, they changed from the International Coalition to this U.S.-led global coalition. So Sudani said, when you guys leave in September of 2026, then the factions will lay down their pew-pews. I don't think we're going to go for that. Somehow, I just don't think we're going for that. So some people are worried that this could be a holdup. So, I don't, this is that place where he's in what do they say? He's on a tightrope, dancing between the two, right? So, okay, this was an article that was posted in the New York Post. Remember I said, I think that's the one you have to have a subscription for. And I was waiting. I said, usually they get it and they do like a summary of it and they put it in their news for the people to read. And there it is. It took 2 days. But here it is. So if you want to read it, remember I said, to me this reads as though Sudani didn't write it, right? So let us join in America's peaceful prosperity. And I thought it was a short version, but it looks to me like they put the entire thing. Okay, but what it talks about is will benefit mutually. Let's see. Below is the text of the article, right? There's some words there I don't want to say. But Iraq today is not the country it was 20 years ago. All right. They're increasingly able to defend their sovereignty. By combining Iraq's natural wealth with American innovation, both countries will benefit. Then it talks about the deals we just did. Iraq is a young country. So this is a really good article to read. Okay? And it's there. You know, you don't have to put your email or anything in. So that's what I was waiting for. This came out, I'm not sure the exact day. It could have been 3 days ago now that it came out. But yeah, I wanted it from their news because, like I said, I'm not paying for no New York Post, or I don't even want to put my signature, my information in to get an email from them. All right, so this is my one commercial if you'd like to support my FX buddies. But I do want to point out, November 15th is when this deal right here, this if there's a new coin out, it's not even out. We're in the pre-sale part, and each coin is 0.0005. And on November 16th, it's going to go to 0.0010. So $30, if you get in with $30, you'll get 5,000 extra bonus tokens is what they're calling it. And I would get 5,000 bonus tokens if you use my link. And this is going to take, if you click on this, it's not live right now, but it will be live. If you click on this, it will take you to this page that I have a short video there and the details about it. And then at the bottom, if you want to get in, oh shoot, you know what, I forgot. My link is not there. I have to put it back. But this will take you, if you click this flyer here, that will take you. But I need to put the link here again too, so I'll do that. All right, so that is that. And then buy me a coffee, Cash App, PayPal. Cash App is $Tishwash. Thank you in advance, big or small. I appreciate it all. Okay, woo, that is large, isn't it? All right. Parliamentary Finance Committee. Now, we're on the next day, right? So now this is November 6th. So yesterday they come out and say, well, since we didn't get 2025's budget, no rate change and no more spending, right? So they come out and say today, central bank governor failed to control the currency market. So this is a different person, Nazim al-Shibli, but finance committee member, same thing, same group, because as I told you, I believe they're working on the 2026 budget. Says asserted that the performance of the central bank governor raises many questions, indicating that he has failed to manage the country's financial policy, which has allowed hard currency smuggling mafias to operate freely. And you could read that, but their poor performance They have not achieved the required stability, but rather has contributed to deepening the economic crisis that Iraq is suffering from. The lack of strict oversight of the Iraqi financial file has opened the door for currency smuggling mafias abroad, which has negatively affected the local market and the value of the Iraqi dinar. So yeah. So now, is that a hit piece? Because they're going into the elections. But remember, they tried 3 times in 2025 to get rid of Ali Alak. They said he was over the retirement age, right? There were 3 different attempts that I can remember where they tried to get rid of him. And there they are again, picking on him, right? But it's true. We do know that there was smuggling, and they didn't change the rate, right? So far, anyway, right? So far, there's been no rate change. All right. Now, this is just, you could read this, but the framework, which are neighbor-backed politicians that work in Iraq, right? They had a meeting, and Sudani didn't go. So it says, Sudani missing the meeting, sign of escalating tension. And this was written by a political analyst. But if I'm Sudani and it's 5 days away, am I going to go meet with these people that don't like me, that don't want me to succeed? Or am I going to go talk to the people one last time and say, hey, don't forget, right? I want a second term. So yeah, and they should understand that. So here they put out their gold reserves are approaching 171 tons. I still think they have more gold than that, but whatever. This morning, Sudani gave this speech, and it was epic. Man, I wish you guys could see it. So here he is, right? See this big picture image back here? That is it could change. The images could change. When you go to the movie theater screen, it's a screen, right? And it had different images as he was talking. But as I was watching it on the computer, which is their TV, so he would be talking, and then they do a cut screen or a full screen showing all the things that he's talking about, all the bridges, highways, all the new buildings. They were showing it, and they had this epic music playing, and it was like, wow. So now the speech, it is an election rally, I think, but also there's a hospital that they opened today. But let's look at the title of this. We are the only government that confronts the people with tangible achievements. So he's like, look what happened while I was. We are the only government that confronts the people with a tangible achievement, while indicating that those who are accustomed to chanting against achievements do not know the meaning of work, and those who speak of corruption created it with their failed policies. So yeah, he says, we started from restoring the citizens' confidence and in the government apparatus, from fighting poverty and unemployment, from improving services, from fighting corruption and the corrupt wherever they are. Could he be talking about the neighbor? I think he is. And probably us too, right? And reforming the economic reality. So yeah, then he went on to talk about who benefited. But let me see. Here. The roads, bridges, hospital projects, the housing, I've showed you those new like resort type places that they're building for them to live in. Here, a residential city, another residential city. So while he's saying, look at all this stuff I did, the drone or whatever is recording, showing it. So it was really neat. Yeah, so you could read that if you like. That was his speech. And he ended up saying, we don't have time to listen to noise and lies. And not only, he said something like, voting is not, I thought it was here. let me see if it's duty. Okay. Active and conscious participation in the elections is not a secondary option, but a national duty. And with your vote, the battle will be decided between those who want to build the state and those who want to disrupt it. So see, he was pretty forthright and sincere, right? Okay. Now hear this. Iraq's oil self-sufficiency unleashes a historic leap. $6 billion and 500,000 job opportunities. So if I'm an Iraqi citizen and I'm reading this, I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. You got all this money. How come I don't see it? What my pocket's empty, or my card balance is zero. Right? Like, you can't even say, isn't that going to be a bummer if they get rid of cash? You won't be able to say, oh, I got a pocket full of cash or something. You just have to say, oh, look at this balance on my card. So, anyway, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to have a balance on a card, right? But I also like to have a pocket full of money, too. But anyway, so yeah. Yeah, so, and there was something, well, no, you know what? I guess this is a big deal, right? So, 2 products he stopped importing: fuel and derivatives. And then he's gonna start exporting. So they have enough of those 2, whatever, that they don't need to import anymore. They can export. So that is a big deal, right? All right. We're almost done. Oh, and this is the other bad news. Yeah, so I think these are, okay, yeah. These 2 articles here are covering the same thing. This is saying, hey, you know, it might take a little longer to form this parliamentary presidency than it has previous ones. So we might go past December trying to put this government together. Because remember, the people vote for representatives, the representatives get in, and then they vote for the House Speaker, President, Prime Minister, right? So yeah, not looking good for this year to have a rate change, right? So then this is a warning against government formation extending beyond December. All right, so I mean, but this is Nabil Marsumi. They're not going to listen to him anyway, but he has been rather boisterous. Is that what? He's been all over Facebook and Twitter. Well, I still call it Twitter. I know it's X. And they call him the pessimistic economist, right? Does that sound familiar? But yeah, any lengthy negotiations to form the new government that extends beyond December of this year will have negative, even catastrophic effects on society. And he's telling the truth, right? In this case, he's telling the truth. But what if it doesn't go past December? Then, you know, that will be all for naught. All right. So, is this the last article? Well, let's see. All right. U.S. Central Command approves. Ooh, this is good. I don't want to say it though. How can I say it? So we're over there training them how to fly these jets and stuff, right? So we have given Iraq the right to defend themselves independently should they fall under attack. Woo! I got that out without saying the words I didn't want to say. So that's excellent, right? That's great for the country, but has nothing to do with what we're looking for, right? what we follow. It has nothing to do with that, but it's good for them. All right, and what is this? This is someone here. Oh, this is. Oh, okay. So this is the Reconstruction and Development Coalition, Sudani's new group, saying yes, Sudani has secured a second term. Oh, and you know why he's saying that? Let's see. Yeah, okay. So that's good if you want to read that article. That's what that one is saying. This is a U.S. delegation praises the Iraqi government. It has the political acumen to avoid international and regional conflicts. And there, isn't that your typical, hey, vote for me picture, right? Oh, anyway. So yeah, Joshua Harris, Joseph Kent. Oh, I like that name, Joseph Kent. Anyway, they praised Sudani on Thursday, noting that he'd spared Iraq from entering into international conflicts. So this may have been one of the last meetings where they're like, "You gonna get rid of those factions or what? You know, we like you. You done a bang up job. What's next?" That's what I want to believe happened, right? But this is good. Yeah, they praised him for what he did. So, this is the last paragraph of that article. So, why are they talking about Iraqi? I'm not sure. But anyway, Iraqi affirmed that the Iraqi government is proceeding with openness to all countries in the world in a way that serves Iraq's security and economic interests and enhances cooperation in the field of development, noting that the strategic relationship with the American side serves both countries and enhances common interests. All right, and I think this is the last article. Yes, this is the last article. So, opinion poll, Reconstruction and Development expected to win 51 seats. Yay! That's Sudani's group. State of Law is Maliki's group, and they think he'll get 38 seats. So as long as this number is bigger than this number, Sudani is good. Now, I don't know if there's other people in the running. If there are, they don't get much airtime, much news time. So I don't know. But so with this, if you are in Kurdistan, if you're one of the Kurds, you might want to come here and go to this. If you click this, they actually listed out each party and their seats. So the other parties, how many seats they have are there. But it was very long. It was a very long list, and we don't really need it, so I didn't put it here. But if you want to see that, you click here. It'll take you to the original article, which is a Kurdish article. I believe it's Ruda News. And the whole thing will show you. Okay? All right. So that's it. That's the news from November 5th and 6th that I would cover. They're still talking about that historic water deal with Turkey and, other things like that. But this is our focus, right? The rate, and will Sudani get a second term? Yeah. So stay tuned. Thank you. Have you hit the thumbs up button yet? All right. Did you miss the last video I did? No problem, because guess what? When this one ends, a little square comes up. You click the square and it'll take you to the last video I did. And you can watch that one and give that one a thumbs up too. All right. So like I said, don't get down. It is what it is. Be prepared, right? That's all I can say. Be prepared. All right. And none of you I told you so's. You know who you are. There's at least two. Two, I even recognize their name when I see their name. They're like, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. Thank you. Thanks for all the comments. I appreciate your encouragement and questions. I answer the best that I can. All right. So this is going to end. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until next time.